2026 is on her way, and she's bringing the conference matchups in women's college hoops that we need. We think too many people are sleeping on Michigan, and we're going to try to fix that today. Plus, Dawn is dealing some dirty things down in South Carolina. We have the latest moves down there that have us smelling like something is a little stank. Trista, give us the open.
Welcome to Let Her Shoot, the only podcast that tells about women's sports, talks about women's sports the way that we want them covered. Respect for the athletes, respect for the game, respect for the fans, no kid gloves, us talking about the real, breaking down the game as we see it. All the reasons to stay locked in. If you are liking our YouTube, which I think you are, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button? Why don't you go ahead and hit the hype me up button? Find us wherever you get your podcast. If it's there. I don't know. It's like sometimes it's there, sometimes it's there,
sometimes it's not there.
Yeah. So anyway, what are we talking about?
Well, can I tell you, first of all, how was your holiday?
How was my holiday? I had prime rib, which is great. Wasn't open on Christmas Day, so I had to get it on Christmas Eve, which meant it was a 1-day-old prime rib on Christmas. That was fine. The tree was delightful. We went to Peacock Lane, which is this like little Christmas light road. It was a disaster. It took us like an hour to get there for a 10-minute drive. We won't do that again. But overall, it was great. My mom was happy with her patchouli that I got her.
Patchouli. You got your mom patchouli.
Musk, like a musk scented.
Like just like raw patchouli or like oil or
like an oil.
Like a scented balm.
Like oil balm. Like oil for her body.
I feel like patchouli is very Oregon.
Slander. How was your holiday? I saw you had breakfast for dinner.
I did have breakfast for dinner, and I almost the real highlight though of the holiday was I almost lit myself on fire. No, actually that's not an almost. I did light myself on fire. Full flex.
Like Michael Jackson?
So it was Christmas Day night, Christmas Day Eve, and I was making soup dumplings, and as one does. And I had my hair down, didn't realize it, and like went over the burner.
Your hair lit on fire?
And I all of a sudden saw this like fireball just
in your hair?
In my hair. My hair just caught on fire. I went up.
This is Michael Jackson in the Pepsi commercial.
That was me.
He never recovered from that.
No, I you know.
Did you stop, drop, and roll?
No, I didn't. And Sam was of no use, by the way. She didn't jump in to help at all. She just was like, "Are you on fire?"
She was Holly in Stranger Things whenever the Demogorgons come up and steal and kill one of her family members.
Yes, the fire was the Demogorgon. And I was anybody else in Holly's life, and Sam was Holly, just
frozen.
Hey, I think you're on fire. And I was like, yeah. She's gonna, by the way, I can just like hear her in the background just yelling because she's gonna be like, that's not what happened.
That's not exactly. I'm sure there's another side to this.
So today's our final show of 2025.
It is.
Final time I have to deal with you in 2025. So.
Is that true? I think on this show.
Yeah.
Just on this show.
Yeah. So we're going to do a little bit of a yearly wrap at the end of the show, but I just wanted to start the final episode
by saying how grateful you are to have met me.
No, that's not what I was going to say. I was actually going to say how grateful I was to the community for hopping on this wild roller coaster of a ride with us. For our first season, we've covered a lot of events for Let Her Shoot this year, including All-Star Week, Athlos, US Open, NWSL Championship. I was at the LPGA. So can't wait to see where we end up next year.
I know the community comes through. They support us like no other place on the internet. You know, I feel like we'll get a video with like a couple thousand views on it, and it's like 150 people commenting back and forth. I love that. So chat, keep that up, keep that energy high. More growth coming for 2026, I promise.
Our final show, we're going to start with our favorite topic to talk about, college hoops. And we've got some big news to round out the year. They're just getting it in right under the news cycle, just shooting it in. UCLA played Ohio State this past week, and it was a really good game. But you wouldn't know that based on the amount of coverage that the game got. And Corey Close had a lot to say about that after the game. So I would play you the bite, but there isn't one, because the whole point of this is that there was nobody there. So basically,
very meta.
What?
It's very meta.
Very, very meta. Just pretend that I'm telling you that this happened, but it did happen. So after the game, Corey Close said to the really kind of the only reporter that was out there, we're the only double ranked game out today, the only one in the country, and we had no media today. You're the only one that's asked to talk to me for the only game that had 2 ranked opponents to not have more coverage over this game. Disappointing, honestly. Immediate thoughts on that?
First of all, that's the difference between women's and men's. Because I promise you, UCLA, if they men's program basketball, if they had like one media person there, they would be happy because of the scrutiny that they're under in these type of markets, especially the Ohio State beat for football. It's like 30 people, and they're covering it from every single angle. They're like investigative reporters are digging under every nook and cranny, under every rock, trying to figure out, like, did Urban Meyer put his hand in somebody's jeans or not? And it's like,
or they're going after Michigan just to get anyone.
Or they're
there
going
fired.
After Michigan, and like wanting to know what type of butter knife Sharon Moore had when he threatened allegedly the girl that he was allegedly in a relationship with for allegedly diming him out and getting him fired.
Allegedly.
So, well, he definitely got fired.
He definitely got fired. Yeah.
So anyway, I think that part's really interesting because there's a tipping point where like media attention either gets to be too much or not enough. And obviously one is disrespectful. Number 2, like Ohio State's kind of nice. They were the team is great. Jelani Cambridge, and her sister, both on the team, were balling. Chloe Kitt's sister, Kylie Kitts, plays for this team.
Ooh.
Ava Watson, Elsa Lamille, they have touch around the rim. Like, this was a very tight, intense game at a point in time where the non-conference schedule is soft as marshmallow whip. And so I feel like my mom made fudge over the
I don't know what
holidays,
marshmallow whip is, but go on.
What? It's like a jar of
marshmallow fluff. Like fluff.
Yeah, fluff.
God, I've never heard it called whip.
Yeah. So it is disappointing, and Corey Close is correct, and that's just really a testament to we need to invest in women by investing in women's coverage.
Very
Send
true.
These reporters out.
Very true, and Corey Close is not going to be one to be afraid to call people out if she needs to. So.
Doesn't mince words.
She does not.
Mince meat, not mince words.
Minced meat, not mince words. Who else didn't mince their words? Speaking of coverage, Rebecca Lobo has made a very strong declaration about Sarah Strong. And she said she is the best passing big I've ever seen in the women's game.
Thoughts on that?
I
think she's Jokic. I think Sarah Strong is a baby Jokic. What she's able to see out there. I mean, Sarah Strong, truly, the only thing that's big about Sarah Strong is her physical attributes. She plays with guard skills. Yeah, and her size.
Yeah.
She's not really that tall for a center / forward. But she's strong as fuck. and has this like ability to rebound and get to the line, get into the lane. You can dish the rock out to her right underneath the hoop. And so she's able to play as a big, but really she's operating like the hub of the offense. And what she's able to do, I'd love to know what the highlight was, what the moment was that Rebecca Lobo saw where she was like, I've never seen anything like
Well,
this
it was on a tweet. What I think strikes me about Sarah Strong is like how delicate she is. You know, instead of like
Yes.
bull in a china shop.
Soft touch.
Yeah, super soft.
I mean, it's not just, it's like the timing, the awareness, the spin move, the easy flick, the instincts, all of it are just, I mean, let's just call a spade a spade. Fucking obscene. That's just ridiculous moves. I don't know. Sarah Strong's going to go down as a first ballot Hall of Famer, and she's only 19 years old.
I was going to say, is it crazy that we're having this conversation about a 19-year-old saying like, I mean, I guess it's not that different than like on the M side, you know, with Cooper Flagg or someone coming out of, you know, college, that it's like he's going to be the best thing we've seen since sliced bread. And I guess, you know, we can do that with Sarah Strong, but are we anointing Sarah Strong too early? Like, are we putting too much pressure on her?
No.
Okay.
No.
She's built for.
She's this nice. She's that nice. And Adrian's correct. We knew with LeBron. We already kind of knew with Cooper Flagg. We knew with, you know, we've known with these anointed. The thing that's different between, and maybe I'm out of the grassroots game, you know, but on the women's side. But with LeBron and with Cooper Flagg, we knew when they were like 16 years old, 15 years old. Like, oh man, when I was in high school, there's this kid, LeBron. He's a year older than me. Shocking how old I am. But he's a year older than me, and he's trying to come out of high school early. He wants to declare for the draft at 17 years old, and will they let him, won't they? He, like, here's all of his highlights at St. Vincent St. Mary's, and then this Cooper Flagg kid, like, where's he going to go? There's this, like, picture with him in a trident going to Duke. And on the cover of Slam magazine at 17 years old, he declared for college a year early. So right?
All these things, yeah.
Sarah Strong just came out of nowhere. Again, chat, call me out. If she didn't come out of nowhere and she was hyped for many years, just tell me, Trista, you're tripping. But I don't remember her getting the same amount of hype and excitement as Juju Watkins or Paige Beckers or AZ Fudd or even, who we'll talk about in a bit, Jerzy Robinson. So, like, she came out the gates for UConn, and you're like, oh my God, this girl is very clearly going to be the best player in college basketball.
I mean, so, like, Sarah Strong has pedigree. Her mother was,
sure,
you know, former WNBA player.
Yes.
She was the number 1 recruit in the 2024 class. She won the Naismith Player of the Year. She was on the McDonald's All-American team.
Yes.
You know, she did all these things, right?
She did.
So we did know her.
She just, guards, I believe, have much more buzz.
But
because of the things that they do, you know?
But I was going to say, it was more inside baseball. Like, you had to know what you were looking at because no one was explaining it to you about Sarah Strong. Like, there was no one.
Oh, I needed things to be explained.
What do you mean?
You said nobody was breaking it down to you like the small child you are.
No, I'm saying like how you said, like we knew about LeBron, right?
Yeah.
There was nobody that was ringing that bell for Sarah Strong.
No. There wasn't media that was like, hey, she's next. She won these awards, right? But it was like you had to be in the mix.
That's what I mean. Inside baseball.
Breaking out. Yes.
Yeah.
It was.
It was like
she's so good.
A best kept secret.
Correct. The quietest number 1 recruit of probably this era is Sarah Strong.
One more question about Sarah Strong before we move on.
All right. Okay.
If Sarah Strong could, because we know they don't Do it.
She'd be the number one pick right now.
Number one pick right now.
If she could declare for the WNBA draft, she would be the number one pick right this second. And I have no reservations about saying that. And I think if you were to ask every WNBA GM right now if you could draft Sarah Strong, even if you could draft Sarah Strong for the future, if you could draft her and hold on to her and let her go through her whole career at UConn, she would still be the number one draft pick.
Yeah, she's that life changing or she's that game changing of a player. Like, yes, like she is a generational talent. Yeah,
generational. So we like Aaliyah Boston, and Aaliyah Boston is a certified bucket and can do all these incredible things. This is no shade. Sarah Strong is already better than Aaliyah Boston, in my opinion.
Wow. I mean, she's good. I mean, I haven't seen, I'll put it this way.
I know people are going to get mad at this. I think she's more dynamic and can do more things than Aaliyah Boston.
Just, like, explain this to me like I'm 5. Like, what is in Sarah Strong's tool bag that makes her that player?
So you're talking about someone who can do everything, in my opinion, inside of 8 feet that Aaliyah Boston can do. She's obviously, as Rebecca Lobo said, the best passing big she's ever seen. And Aaliyah Boston's an incredible passer. That's what we know she can do. She can also get buckets inside the lane. She can also rebound like crazy. She can generate contact. She can defend. And Sarah can do all that at 19, but she's also able to run the floor like a guard. She's also able to say, okay, hand me the rebound, and I'm going to take the ball up the floor and set everybody up, make decisions in terms of where everybody needs to go, how to manipulate the defense, and then also dime you up in ways that are spectacular to the mind, like entice you from a visual standpoint. And she can stretch the floor and shoot the 3. And she did all that at 18 as a freshman. And she's only getting better and better and better, and is a great defender. I think she has like no flaws in her game. I don't know what those flaws. Chat, what does Sarah Strong not do?
Yeah, that's a great question.
That she should do.
I think the one criticism about Sarah Strong has been, and I think that this is something that's not even really a criticism as much as it is like, I can't wait to see her do more of this in the future. And that was just sort of being the leader on the court. But I think we're seeing her grow into that position a lot more, especially now that this has become more of her and Azzi's team versus the Paige team.
Think about this. She played with Paige and Azzi, 2 of the top all-time recruits ever. And everyone was like, I just wish Sarah Strong would be more of a leader and take over the team more.
Yeah, right.
That's crazy. Why are we even talking about that?
Right.
Because she's that good that we're like, well, you know what I'd like her to do is be a little bit more vocal and also like sniff her own shit a little bit more. Like, we'll talk about Jerzy in a bit. Jerzy. If Sarah Strong had the confidence and moxie to do this like Jerzy does, I mean, she would be so hateable to the fan bases outside of UConn because she would be clowning them. Retirement should not be overcomplicated. You should feel like the advice that you're getting fits your life, not someone else's agenda. That is straight talk and a solid strategy, and that's what you get from Fuchs Financial, our guy. Watch Ben show How to Retire on his YouTube page, which we link in the show notes. Thank you to Ben. Seriously, thank you to Ben for believing in what we're doing over here. Our first sponsor, our most important sponsor to date, and we're always going to keep it solid. So go over there and check Ben out.
Let's talk about Jersey. South Carolina, you just sort of teased it. South Carolina has been their roster's been all over the place, but they just got last week 2 new players.
One for next year, one for right now.
One for next year, one for now. We're going to get into both of those. So Jerzy Robinson, who is a top 5 recruit, no matter what board you look at, she's in the top 5. Whether it's 1, whether it's 5. She is a hyped up recruit going to South Carolina next season. What do you see out of her that you think she can bring to this South Carolina and Dawn specifically?
She is a star. I sent you a bunch of clips. I was just salivating over Jerzy Robinson. 2-time gold medalist. Been one of them ones for a while, but what I love about her is that she tells you, I'm one of them ones. They asked her, Ant Edwards, one of the best players in all of the MNBA, 6'6", 225, 230. I don't know his exact comps. Do not just quote me on his comps. I don't know it off the top of my head. Anyway, big, strong, powerful guard who can deliver all 3 levels of scoring, very strong. They asked her, one-on-one, who wins? And she said, if I have the ball first, it's me, 11-10. I
love
cannot
that confidence.
tell you.
I love that confidence.
How much I love that. 6 feet, thick girl, though. Has some muscles to her. Been in the weight room, Sarah, since she was 9 years old.
She's getting cut. She's going to look like Anissa Morrow. Did you see those abs, by the way?
I did. She's big, she's a big girl. Not in a way that is a bad thing at all. Has crazy touch to her. Handles the ball really well. And, to be 6 feet tall and thick like that and so able to get to your spots in such a fluid way and an elite creator, such an amazing mid-range shot, just splash, 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 wet all day. That's a rare thing. She loves to do the dream shake where you can tell she's watched a lot of Kobe Bryant highlights because she'll go face up and then just decide I'm going back to the basket. And then she'll dream shake, right in your face. Loves the spin move. And you can tell that she's got all the accolades. MVP honors in 2024 at the Women's World Cup. Part of the under-19 Women's World Cup gold medal as well. And she'll tell you, yeah, I'm a 2-time gold medalist. You better know.
And she went to the basketball factory for high school, Sierra Canyon in California, which, if that name sounds familiar, it's because it's where all of the basketball prodigies seem to, Bronny and Bryce James went there. Juju went there. There's a lot of richness
pedigree
in the blood, literally too. I think the Jenners went to school there too. So, but
she did this thing on TikTok, the compilation that I was watching, and she hit this girl with the cross and splashed on her and went oh my God, this girl is an absolute star. I cannot tell you how impactful this will be next year for South Carolina to have, I hope, the only thing that I hope is that she's not bigger than the program.
I will say this
because that's what my Malaysia ran into.
Yes.
Thankfully, Raven's getting drafted, so we don't have to worry about any Raven Johnson competition.
First round, if Dawn has anything to say about it.
Find somebody that loves you as much as Dawn Staley loves Raven Johnson and will demote other more versatile players. No shade to Raven. Love Raven. But that was, I think, why Malaysia had to go.
Why? So Jersey picked South Carolina over both UConn and LSU. And it's interesting that you pointed out Malaysia and LSU because Malaysia left because Dawn and Malaysia were
something.
They butted heads a bit. We don't know exactly what happened, but we know that
it wasn't a perfect match.
It was not a match. Do we think Jersey and Dawn? I mean, Dawn looked pretty excited.
She was stoked.
She was
Jersey
FaceTiming
FaceTimed her and said, I'm coming down to South Carolina, and the whole locker room went
lost it.
crazy.
Yeah.
They lost it.
I like it. I think she's a good fit for South Carolina. And South Carolina is going to need some help because they've been losing players kind of left and right. Chloe Kitts, Ashlyn Watkins, Mylasia Fulwiley transferred before the start of the season, so they were already down. They brought in Tanai Latson, who got injured. We still don't know exactly what her injury was or how long she'll be out.
It's tough.
Is this just like a week-long little high ankle sprain, or is this a much longer, we're not seeing her the rest of the season type of injury? We have no idea. But Dawn pulled a little bit of a fast one. And the second it happened and I saw the headline, I said to you and everyone in the group, something shady is going on here, and I smell some shit going down. And I don't just mean Dawn, I mean for all of college basketball. So let me set it up for you. Last week, South Carolina added Alicia Tornabese. Yes. So last week, South Carolina added Alicia Tornabese, who is an 18-year-old French forward, 6'7". They originally said 6'4", and then they changed it to 6'7", which I don't know how you lose 3 inches, but then Dawn gave the whole. She's 6'7". She's been playing. Here's the catch, though. She's been playing professionally already in France. 18 years old. South Carolina just signed her. She will be able to play immediately upon enrolling in school, which means that South Carolina will have her mid-season. A lot to unpack here, but how are we feeling about this loophole that we're all learning about right now, that pro players can come back to college if they have eligibility left?
I think you can't have played for a WNBA team or an MNBA team.
There is an NBA player right now.
He didn't play. He just was drafted.
Okay. But did he play G League?
Yes. He did.
It's a slippery slope.
It is. No, I think it's weird. It's changing the entire dynamic of what people will do to now. And now I think there's some rules around here's the thing. If the NIL era didn't exist, she wouldn't be eligible.
No.
She got paid to play.
Right.
But now because of NIL, she's eligible because players are getting paid
you can get
to play in college.
Right. And because of the last year POA lawsuit last year, international players now, because before there was this whole thing, student visas, you couldn't earn money on student visas. So now they're trying to expedite a different type of visa so that international students can earn NIL. Continue.
I just find the move to be fascinating, though, because at first I thought, okay, what does Dawn need for a title contender? 2017, a 6'5" Asia Wilson. 2022, a 6'5" junior Aaliyah Boston and a 6'7" Camila Cardoso. 2024, win the national title, 6'7" Camila Cardoso. So there's a strong connection to what Dawn needs in order to truly compete. And so you have Chloe Kitts, who's undersized. She goes down. Oko is just clearly not doing everything that we thought maybe she'd be capable of doing right away. And so I thought, okay, well, this is just her loading up and trying to make a last push and to compete. And I was like, oh, well, this is her way to compete. The more I thought about it, there's just no way. I think what Dawn is doing truly, especially now with this Tanai Latson injury, she knows that it's a wrap for her this year.
You think so? You think she's putting the bow on it?
She's putting the bow on it, and she says, okay, let me get Tornabese in now. It's very low stakes. We're not really going to be, I can play her a bunch of minutes and develop her. And next year, get Watkins back, get Joyce Edwards back, get Chloe Kitts back. We get Jerzy Robinson coming in as a freshman. Turner B, 6'7", already has a year under her belt playing for us.
You could even, theoretically, you could just keep her in, play her in junk minutes and give her a redshirt year.
Yes.
And take a whole other year out of her.
So I think this is a situation where Dawn was recruiting her super hard. She was like making little like comments. Oh, I'm not in Paris, but I'm in France, finding my next, the gold in the mine. And she now, Dawn doesn't have very many healthy bodies. It only has 10 healthy bodies, now 9. They've played with as little as 7 players at some points. So they need a body. Just throw her in, see what she can do. And she's like very gangly at 6'7". She can defend guards all the way out on the perimeter. She's pretty scrappy. I just don't know how she'd be able to contribute right away. At first, I thought at this size she could. And the more I watched her, the more I think she's going to get moved around a bit. But she's got great touch. She's got great footwork. She needs to get her ass into the weight room. And I think that's what this year will be. She'll have eligibility. She'll get to play right now. She'll be with the team. And, can you imagine a monster like this South Carolina team if they return all those players? They add Jersey and they add her. Now, that is scary.
South Carolina is – I didn't think about it until you said that. But it does almost kind of feel like Dawn is like, you know what? The roster that I have, the available healthy players that I have on my roster, I cannot beat LSU. I cannot beat UConn. Probably can't beat UCLA with this roster. Can't beat Texas. So I'm just going to go ahead and plan for next year. It's that like Nick Saban mentality of that, like, I'm just going to reload and work on the process.
1,000%.
But that being said, so, okay, good decision for South Carolina. But as a whole, is this a bad move for college sports to start picking recruits out of a pool of players that have already turned pro and have already had pro experience under their belt? Because how far away are we from Johnny Manziel coming back and playing his remaining year at Texas A&M? I mean, not Johnny Manziel, but my point still stands.
I think the thing I have the biggest issue with is getting to play right away. Because you have players who are trying to transfer from one college to another who aren't able to play based on some guideline or rule or stipulation that they don't meet. And then you got a girl coming over from France, and as soon as she gets her physical, she's ready to go. Like in January. You can just come in January. It's like non-con's over. Just jump right into conference play. That's fucking nuts.
Well, especially because basketball is the one sport, maybe not one, but it's the notable sport that is cross semester, right? Starts in one semester and ends in the other semester. Football's done. So you get someone coming in January for football. Well, season's over. We're not playing.
January is where the good shit starts.
Right. Basketball, you can play essentially non-con as like a preseason. Yes. Load up at the new year, bring them all in, and got a whole new roster come spring.
Yeah, so there's going to be people that hate UConn that are going to say, well, Jana El-Afi did this. Jana El-Afi did not play. She came in and entered UConn in January, but that was a redshirt year. So I think that should be the case for these international players that come into these rosters. Is like, yeah, you can join the team, but you have to redshirt. You cannot contribute right away. That's my opinion.
I mean, I agree. I have a lot of feelings about. We're going to track it. It's going to happen more. I know it. This is not going to be a one-off thing. And the rich schools are going to, I'm sure, take advantage of this loophole down the line. One of those blue blood programs is getting very little attention this year so far. Michigan.
Yes.
10-1. They're ranked number 6 in the AP top 25 right now. Michigan, not just good for the Big Ten, but they're good. Like, really good. Syla Swords, really good. Where is Michigan on your radar right now?
I call them the exciting whites because
Like that,
Syla,
like that picture in the ABC store that says "Exciting Whites."
yes, that's them. Because it's not just Syla. I actually think Syla is stealing all of the attention from the real star, which is Olivia Olson. Olivia Olson, in my opinion, you look back, because Syla obviously had that huge game against UConn where she went crazy. She had 29, 9 threes. She had 8 threes. But if you watch that whole game, Michigan was down bad against UConn right away. They were down 22-5 in the first quarter. And they found a way to chip away. And I was looking at just Syla Swords clips on Synergy. Shout out to Synergy for giving us all of the tools that we need to be better at analyzing the game. But like, Syla really didn't show up a lot until the end of the game. Who was balling? Who was chipping away? Olivia Olson, who I think is actually better and a more dynamic player. She can handle, she can create her own shot. She's averaging almost 19 points per game. She's had her fourth 20-point game already. She's had 17 games in a row in double figures. She's super versatile. She can relocate, maneuver around screens. She can get to her spots in a way that's super impressive. Not really a three-point shooter. And I think that's what Syla does that balances this Michigan team out. But like, Syla has a hard time creating her own shot without a screen, without somebody helping her create space. Our girl Olivia does that on her own goddamn self. And what they did, not really against UConn, impressed me because they did make it a game. And if you watch the end, it looked like it was super competitive and they pushed UConn, quote unquote, to the brink. But really, no. Like, if you wouldn't, really, no. What they did, though, against Notre Dame, that was what was impressive. They made those good Catholics
and Hannah
put their hands around their ankles and get belt to ass.
Yeah.
There's something really bad about good Catholics having to grab their ankles, but we'll just leave
There's
it
a
at
priest
that.
joke in there somewhere. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, and I feel uncomfortable even myself.
I
with
just
it,
like
but
you're just like you don't want to take it there. You talked about that UConn game, and their real kind of hero at the end of that game though was Syla Swords, who just was wet from three over and over and over. She couldn't miss. Give me the tape on Syla Swords. What is she good at? That
she's very. I was tiptoeing around, and because these are kids, and I feel really bad, but like I just don't see it. I think her name is doing a lot of work for Syla Swords. If you've never seen Syla in her, what she plays like, what she looks like, you would think that she was one of the most athletic, shifty, three-point snipers in the league. Like, she's just not. She's just not that athletic to me. She's got braces on both of her legs, like, and not soft ones. She's got the ones that you
like the Forrest Gump ones
when you
like
need to learn to walk again.
Yeah, like the Forrest Gump braces.
Yes, she and like listen, I like her fine. She's got a great release, but the Syla Swords is a star Twitter accounts. It's not real to me. Like, she needs a lot of help in order to get open. When you're down against a team like UConn and all you have to do, well, not all you have to do, but what you have in your mind is we need to shoot and we need to shoot fast. Like, yeah, she's streaky, she gets hot and she makes shots, but like she can't really do a lot more than that.
Yeah,
I do feel bad saying it. And I hope
because
she does more, but she's no Olivia Olson.
Well, when her fuse gets lit, like, she can be, like you said, she's streaky. So when the streak is on the up, you get the hype.
Bro, and in YouTube clip culture, all you're seeing is those 8 threes.
Yeah.
Let me tell you about those other 6 that she missed. Okay? Sarah, there were some air balls that were so disgusting. Some
Like I could have made
shots
them.
that made no damn sense to shoot. Yes, you could have airballed those same shots. Yes, you could have. She just does it. I like Michigan, and I think you need a 3-point shooter to stretch the defense and keep them honest. But the name is the reason. If Olivia Olson's name was Syla Swords, we would be talking about Olivia Olson the same way.
Syla Swords is a fantastic name. Okay, so I want to ask you about if this is shots fired or not fired, because I thought this was kind of funny, but then when I looked at our comments, I saw that the internet had a different reaction to it. So let me set it up for you real quick. Texas was up yesterday, 113-30. And at that point, Jordan Lee picked up a pair of pom-poms on the sideline and joined the cheerleaders. Do we think that's a foul? Is that a shot fired? Do we think it's a little bit salt in the wound to grab the pom-poms and start cheering on an 84-point lead?
Listen, you got your ass whooped. I can celebrate however I want to celebrate.
But against...
And if that's me deciding that my time as a player is up, and now my time to cheer on my teammates with the pom-poms has arrived, then that is my prerogative. Jordan Lee did nothing wrong.
84, I think you should be able to just absolutely rub it in anyone's face if you're up by 84 points.
If this was men's, would we have a problem with it?
No. Probably not. Women are supposed to be gracious. Isn't that what women are supposed to do? Be gracious? Take what they get?
Before we go, because Adrian said our show was running long and your internet is super sus.
It's really bad.
We need to just give a little shout out to Kentucky.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? Kentucky, the most tested SEC team besides Texas. Give love to Kenny Brooks, who turned Virginia Tech into a monster, who had a Final Four team. This is the team that had Georgia A. Moore on it and was 1 point short of a Sweet 16. This is a team that's going to play LSU on January 1. That's a big one. They've already played Purdue. They passed that test, winning by 41. Then they played Louisville, and they had no issue. And our girl, Clara Strack, has been balling, and she's quite nice around the rim, has nice touch. And I think this is a team that we should at least be keeping our 2 eyes on.
Eyes peeled. Keep them peeled. Well, one other quick thing before we go, because it is the end of the year, and we want to give a little year-end wrap, put a little bow on this show. We've got a lot of things. We've covered a lot of things this year. On Let Her Shoot, we've discovered Nyjah Kennedy and rugby, for our first times. U.S. Open, we've gone hard against Project B. But what was your favorite moment this year for Let Her Shoot?
I just wanted to say really quickly before I get to that, I forgot that Syla Swords also wears a mask.
Oh!
Sorry.
By the way, although I'm not going to hate on the mask, because I don't know if you saw Cameron Brink just got fitted for the mask for Unrivaled season, and they asked her why, and she said, "I am not breaking my nose before my wedding." So.
I'm sure that's why Syla Swords is doing it too.
Listen, as someone with an expensive nose, I would also wear a mask if I were playing anything that could possibly
I feel like a
injure
mean
that
girl
nose.
Even talking about the mask.
You are
and
a mean
and
girl.
the leg braces. The besmirch. Anyway, my favorite moment from Letter Shoot was the AZ FUD party at the WNBA All-Star Weekend where Paige and AZ came out. Everybody thinks we're so weird about it, but it was just a cool moment. The vibe wasn't really about that for me. It was mostly like, wow, the WNBA is here. The live stream, 72-hour live stream with Stud Buds, the Unrivaled event that we went to and met all these awesome athletes and talked to some old friends and like really were immersed into this. I feel like it was a snapshot of, wow, the WNBA has arrived, and as a whole, you know, women's sports have arrived to a higher degree. That was number one. And then an honorable mention was the US Open and us live commenting the Arena Sabalenka match and the woman behind us getting so pissed.
In Russian.
That was an all-timer as well.
That was a good one. That was a really good one. We had some really good
What
moments.
about yours?
I really can't top Athlos. You know, Times Square with the whole world going silent for Tara to jump was like just one of those like really just goosebump tingle moments. So that one's got to be high up there. But I also really think that I have a soft spot for some of the interviews we did at the Unrivaled event because, you know, with Slim, with Ray Burrell, with Jada. So meeting a lot of those athletes, I think, probably the highlight. Good year. It was a good year.
It's pretty incredible. We had a great year. Congratulations to us. And thank you to the chat. Thank you to the community. But really also a big round of applause and gratitude goes to everybody behind the scenes who has like spent countless hours making the Daily W go.
Yeah.
I have wanted support on a project that I cared about for other things for a long time, and I've never had it to this degree. So I just want to say, like, thank you to everyone. And it's a big enough, it's shockingly a big enough group of people. I can't name everyone by name because it will take too long. But like to everyone, you know who you are, and like I'm super, super thankful for you.
But big shout out to everyone who's been here with us. Adrian, Sam, Zeke, Tori, everyone in the background. You guys.
Stacy, Chad, Alex. We're gonna do it. We're gonna name them. Let's keep naming names.
We have a lot of names. I wanted to
Frankie,
shout out at least the group chat.
Jack.
Jack
actually fucking edits the pod. You didn't even say Jack's name, Sarah. God
Jack is our
damn it.
MVP. Jack is our MVP for making us look good every week.
Jack, see? Make her look bad in this episode. Edit all the flubs and put them up front and center, Jack.
Don't do it, Jack.
Adrian, right. Can we say thank you to Adrian?
Adrian.
Come on now.
I did say thank you. I said Adrian was the first one I named.
Kate? Yes. You. Katie.
I was like, I don't have a Kate.
The one. But that's what comes on her email. Katie.
Okay, Katie.
She looks like our girl Kate McKinnon. So that's kind of why.
That's how you just.
All right, Sarah, great show. We'll see you guys in 2026. Hope you had fun. Did you have fun?
I had a great time.
Sarah's Wi-Fi is on.
My Wi-Fi is. Listen,
so
we're glad we have a show today with the way Xfinity is doing me dirty. So.
Doing your dirty. 1, 2, 3, Sarah. Let her shoot.